Well, ahoy there, cruisers, and welcome on board Disney Cruise Line's brand new ship, the Disney Destiny. It's a hero and villains themed ship with loads of brand new areas, themed restaurants, bars, and much more. And we're taking you on a deck-by-deck walkthrough of just about every area on board.
So let's waste no more time and get this tour underway. So we're starting right at the bottom of the ship on deck number 2 at the front, and this whole deck is dedicated to the kids areas. It's so adorable and I love all the artwork. You've got Marvel, you've got all the Disney characters, Star Wars, big bright colourful carpets with some sweeties on them, which I'm thinking is going to be related to the kids clubs, which we're going to see in a sec, and these big porthole windows. So fun and colourful.
So the first kids club is the Disney Oceania Club. This is for kids aged 3 to 10, and it is an awesome space. As you go in there, you've got a big dance floor with a big screen, and there's lots of activities that are organised for the kids throughout the day, which is awesome. And you've got several different rooms in there. You've got a room dedicated to all of the princesses, so you've got Belle's Lounge, you've got a little bit of Frozen and some other areas. Then you've got a kind of Imagineering section, which is really cool. It's a great space. It's got lots of tables and activities in there, and loads of little ornaments and trinkets on the wall. There's simulators in there. It's just a really cool space. Now, to get in this space, you can actually come down a little slide. So there's a slide from deck 3 above on the main atrium area to here on deck 2, and it's so cool. It's themed all around Wreck-It Ralph, so it's a completely different theme to the other ships. The kids clubs themselves are exactly the same as Wish and Treasure, the other 2 types of ship, but this is so cool. It's just so colourful and lovely, and the kids are going to love it. Right, should we take a look at a few of the other different sections in this club?
Yeah, so the Oceania's Club is broken into like little different sections. So you've seen Star Wars, and now we're in the Avengers section, Avengers Mission Training. This is pretty cool, guys. If you're an Avengers fan or a Marvel fan, you are going to be geeking out in here, because there's so many like details, props from the films, costumes, stuff like that. Proper good in here. The theming's amazing. I think they do meet and greets in here as well, which is really awesome.
Oh my gosh, so we've came into another part of the Oceania's Club, and we've been transformed to Star Wars. This is absolutely insane, guys. The kids clubs on board Disney are like no other. So this is for the younger kids, not quite for the teens and the older kids, but it's an amazing space. It is so interactive. You've got noises everywhere, as you can hear, lights flashing just about everywhere, but it is so immersive. The kids are going to absolutely love this, but this space is just absolutely fantastic. It's just crazy. There's so much to look at and so much to see. Like I said, nobody does this like Disney. They really don't. So this is what you're paying for, things like this. But wow, what an amazing space. There's so many buttons to press. I'm not sure what they all do, but they actually do work, and they all flash and stuff. That is very, very cool indeed. I feel like I'm piloting the Millennium Falcon. Right, let's go to the next space.
Yeah, they have spaces for all different ages in this Oceania's Club. So there is like something for every age group. There is the smaller kids area, which is themed to Captain Mickey and Captain Minnie. But my favourite bit, like Ben mentioned, is the Imagineering area, because I'm a massive Disney Parks geek, and I'm so jealous that the kids get to go in there and do some Imagineering, even making their own roller coaster. They can do that. I wish I could be a kid again.
Just next door to the Oceania Club, you have an It's a Small World nursery. So this is a nursery for the babies and kids. Now, do bear in mind that this is an extra charge. All the other kids clubs are included in the price of your cruise, but not the nursery. But the nursery is very, very cute. So if you do want a night off from your little ones, you can drop them off here, and they're going to be looked after very beautifully. And it's gorgeous in there. There's loads of lovely theming and things, and it's a lovely little space. It's just too cute. And if we were ever to build a nursery, I think it'd look something like that. Anyway, that's it for deck 2. There are cabins on here as well, but just the whole theming, the carpet, the little touches, it's so lovely. It's so well themed. We're going to say it a lot. Nobody does it like Disney. Right, let's head up to deck number 3 and take a look at the next deck. We have to say a big thank you to Disney Cruise Line for inviting us aboard this cruise. We didn't pay for the cruise, but we did pay for parts of the accommodation and flights. Disney have no say over what we produce or do, and we didn't have to sign any contracts, so we were free to be as honest as usual, but we get early access to the ship whilst it's quiet, which is fantastic. Thanks, Disney.
Before we continue, is it really sad to say that one of my favourite features of the ship so far is the elevator areas or the lift areas, and especially the carpets? They are so cool. Every single deck has a slightly different carpet, and so it's really nice to go on each deck and see what it is, and it really adds a lot to it. Is that really sad?
No, and I love all of the artwork as well, because it's just specific to this ship. So you've got loads of the heroes and villains theme, which is just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and it doesn't repeat as well. So there's a lot of like going around the ship and you can just look at all the artwork. It's not the same artwork on every single floor, which is so nice.
So we came up to deck number 3, and at the very front of the ship, we've got the Walt Disney Theatre. So this is the big theatre on board, showing those Broadway-style shows. Now on this ship, you have 2 main shows, which are Frozen the Musical, and we've also got a brand new type of show as well, Hercules the Musical. And let me tell you, it's absolutely fantastic. More about that on our upcoming episodes. The theatre tends to open up about 30 minutes before showtime, so just make sure you get in line nice and early if you do want one of those good seats.
Right, let's head towards the centre of the ship. Next to the theatre, you've got a little shop called Preludes. It sells like drinks and snacks and things like that, all an extra charge, and it's usually open when the show's on in the main theatre. Got lots of shops. Now, these are the expensive shops. The watches, jewelleries, handbags, things like that. There's quite a few shops on board, and these are the more expensive ones. You've got merch shops, which we'll show you a little bit later. And then in the middle, you have the Sanctum, which is a bar themed from Doctor Strange. So it's in the centre of the ship, and it's quite mysterious and dark, and they do specialty cocktails, which are all like Doctor Strange themed, like magic themed. It's a really cool space, and they do entertainment as well. So they do quizzes, they do drawing classes, stuff like that during the day. And they also have live music in here as well on a night.
Oh, this place is creepy. We've got the Haunted Mansion Parlour, which is the same venue found on the Disney Treasure. And I'm kind of glad they've kept it on here because it is a really cool venue and a massive nod to all of those theme park geeks like us. It's a great venue. You can come in here for drinks and cocktails, and it's so beautifully themed. The paintings move and bleed and drip down. You've got holographic fish, and very cool indeed. It's just like the ride in the parks. You've even got the music and the soundtrack that goes along with it. The theming in this venue really is on a different level. It does get busy, however, though, because it is quite a small venue, so make sure you get here at a good time. High traffic times are basically before dinner. In the day when you're in port, though, it can be a lot quieter in here. But look how cool this is. It's got lightning and sound effects. It is fantastic. Anybody who loves the Disney theme parks are going to love this venue. Have you suffered a travel accessory meltdown?
Oh, it doesn't fit. I can't find it.
Well, you are entitled to some smarter gear.
We've been using Extra travel gear for nearly 3 years now, and it's genuinely brilliant. And we're so happy to be sponsored by them again for this video. It all started with this, the Wallet Pro. This is my wallet and I absolutely love it. It's super slim, has a quick access button, it's RFID blocking, and it's made from premium Italian leather. So it feels really well designed and it's built to last.
And they've got loads of clever extras like the Find It tag, which you can attach to your keys, your bag, or your wallet. And they also have a travel pack vacuum kit as well to compress all of your clothes so you can fit more in. And it even comes with a handy little travel pump.
They make a perfect gift for the holidays.
Right now, Extra have a huge Black Friday sale with up to 54% off. Plus, we have a cheeky little discount just for you. Shh. So if you use the code Ben and David at checkout, you'll get an extra 10% off. Just click the link in the description section below or scan the QR code right here.
So next to the Haunted Mansion and the Sanctum Bar is DeVille's. Again, this is unique to this ship and I absolutely love it. It has a lot of special memories for me because 101 Dalmatians was the first videotape that we had in our house, and it's also very, very camp, and I'm here for that. So it's a bar, it's like a jazz-themed bar. It's got a live piano and some really unique cocktails as well, all themed after Cruella de Vil herself.
Welcome to the Atrium. Wow, this one is very different to all of the other Disney ships in the fleet because it's themed after Marvel. So it's a brand new kind of theme. It's not a cartoon character. It's not one of the other Disney movies. It's all around Marvel. We've got the statue, which is taking its place there, and it's the Black Panther with a panther as well, which is really cool. This is a 3-level venue, and it really is the heart and soul of the ship. So you'll find lots of entertainment and shows. Most of the character greets as well are carried out on all 3 levels. You can find out all of the details of when these are taking place on the Disney Cruise Line app. And we find the app to be really good, so much better than a lot of cruise lines. But this is really a beautiful venue. And do you know what? It's really nice to see something a little bit different, a little bit refreshing. You've got the arches there as well, where you can see all of the little elements which look a little bit like Marvel movies and the Marvel franchise. But it's really nice. It's quite elegant at the same time and understated. It's not as white and princessy as the Disney Wish, and it's not as dark and themed as the Disney Treasure. It is completely different, and we love that because we don't like it when ships are carbon copies of each other. We like differences between each ship, and this is really lovely. It's a gorgeous space. The carpets, the elegance, it's really nice and it's really traditional. And like most Disney ships, as you're going to see on this tour, it's not all Disney in your face. These ships are quite elegant and refined, which is just so nice. What a gorgeous venue. You've also got a little bar which extends into here, which is basically where de Vil's is. Then just next to that, you have that slide down to deck number 2, where you can visit all of the kids' clubs. But it's a lovely venue. I just love it. It's great to see something fresh and new on board a ship.
Now, we have the first of the 3 main dining rooms that are on board this ship. And Disney is unique because you actually rotate between all 3 of them, and you keep your servers and your same table number as you rotate between them each night. The first one is 1923. This is found on all 3 of the new type of ships. And this one is unique because it's split into 2 sides. So one side is Roy and one side is Walt. Now, this restaurant is designed after a more traditional feel. It's quite elegant and classy. I think it might be my favourite restaurant just because it's got so much detail all around if you're a big Disney fan. So they've got lots of like memorabilia from the films, from the ship design and everything in between. So I quite like this one and it does feel very, very classy. Now, this one's also open for breakfast and also lunch when it is a sea day. So it's another option for you if you wanted a little bit of a calmer sit-down breakfast or dinner. Personally, that's what we like to do. We find it's just less hectic than the buffet.
Come on, we've got more to see. This is so cool. So you can see both of those restaurants on either side. We've got Roy Disney and Walt Disney. You'll be assigned one of these restaurants, and like we said, when you book your cruise, you'll pick the early or the late dining. So I think it's 6:15 or 8:15. So if you've got little kids, these earlier ones probably a little bit better. All around the ship, you've got really cool artwork as well, including some animated ones as well. How cool is this, guys? It's so awesome. And you've got different routes to take. We've got the left or the right. Should we do the right first? Come on, let's go. What have we got down here? Oh, this one's a dead end. Should we try the other end? Sorry, guys. Dead end, dead end. Let's go try the other end, shall we? What have we got down here? More of the restaurant. I think that's it, isn't it, really? What else is back here, David? So yeah, so all you've got at the back of deck number 3 is the elevators, which, yeah, they're here. You've got 2 sets of elevators on this ship. There aren't 3 like normal. So there's one at the front and one at the back. So you don't have that central elevator bank as usual. But there are quite a few elevators. I think there's 8 here and then 8 at the front as well. So in fairness, we haven't waited any longer than usual for an elevator. And if we can, we try to take the stairs because we want to get some exercise in to eat all of that food on any cruise we do. Right, let's head up to deck number 4.
So we've gone all the way back to the front of the ship and upper deck to deck 4. At the very front, you have that second level of the theatre, and then you have the Saga snacks. But in between that is the lobby. And now we were talking about the carpets earlier. This is my favorite one with the giant dragon. It's just so freaking cool. I absolutely love it. It really adds a lot of personality to this ship. Right, I'm gonna stop talking about carpets now. This isn't carpets with Ben and David. Back to the ship. So we have Saga snacks, which then lead you in to the Saga lounge.
But before we get to the Saga venue, either side of the elevator bank in that little lobby area, we have two cinemas, so two movie theatres. On one side we have the Neverland Theatre, and on the other side we have the Wonderland Theatre, which is really cool. So these show movies, both old and brand new Disney Marvel movies, anything made by the Disney Corporation, and often you'll find premieres of brand new movies on the ship the day or a few days before they come out on land, which is really, really cool. So we've seen some great movies before they have ever been released on land on these ships. So yeah, they're really good. All of the information can be found on the screens outside of the theatres, or it's on your app as well. Anyway, let's head towards that middle section for the Saga venue.
So Saga is a 2-level entertainment venue, and again this theme is unique to this ship. Inside you have a bar on the lower level. There isn't a bar on the upper levels. You will have to use one of the other bars if you wanted drinks and things like that. But this is used basically throughout the day for lots of different activities. They do family dance parties, trivia in here, and then on a night it tends to be an adults only venue, which is where you'll see most of the entertainment that's just for adults. But there's some great entertainment on this ship, and don't miss the entertainment that is in here, because it is quite unique and really fun. They do sort of like almost cabaret style shows, and like I said, they are unique to this ship, so it's a great extra venue.
And just behind Saga, we're brought to the middle atrium of the ship as well, on that middle level, sandwiched in between the two of the decks. And it is great, guys. Like I mentioned earlier on, the theming in here is just wonderful. All of the little details just about everywhere. We keep finding them, which is lovely. On one side, you've got lots of sofas where you can come out and just chill and relax. You also have a Disney Vacation Club desk if you're interested in that. Then on the opposite side, you have the guest services desk. So if you have any problems or issues on board, you can visit one of the desks here and get that resolved. Like we said around the rest of the ship, there's so much great artwork. There's a really cool Wakanda mural made out of mosaic, which is wonderful. And just on the opposite side, we have the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Now, this is for the little ones who want to get dressed up as princes and princesses and get makeup and hair done. Obviously, it's an extra charge, but it's a great venue where you can transform your little one into royalty, and they seem to really love it. I tried sending David, but he wasn't too keen. But the second level is really nice. It's a great place to view the shows as well. If you don't want to stand on that lower level, you can come and grab a viewing point all the way around. There's so much space, which is really wonderful. But it is just a nice place to come and relax, people watch, and just chill out.
Now, you know how much we love our coffee, so surprise, surprise, one place that we absolutely love is one of the coffee shops, Cafe Megre, themed after Disney's Hercules, another one of my favourite musicals. This is such a lovely one because it's like a bar but also a coffee shop, so it's a great alternative if you didn't want to go all the way up to Cove Cafe, which is at the very top of the ship, which we'll show you. They do have coffee shops around the ship now, which is nice, and the coffee here is very delicious. I'm particularly in love with the cold brew. Now, a top tip as well is ask for a coffee card, because if you buy 5 coffees on your cruise, you'll get your 6th one for free.
I absolutely love the theming in there. It is just so pretty. It really is. It's gorgeous to see. Those lights on the roof are just insane. Now, who put the Glad in Gladiator? Illy Coffee off of Italy, methinks, because the coffee is delicious there. Anyway, we're just walking a little bit further back and we have the Tangled Salon, or the Untangled Salon. Love a bit of wordplay. Yeah, it's just a salon on board, so if you want any spa services like your nails doing, your hair doing, all of that sort of jazz, you can book it all in there and get it all done. Obviously, all of that is going to be an extra charge, so do bear that in mind, and it does get busy in there as well. So again, if you want to book anything, be prepared. Like the Lion King says, be prepared, guys. It's very, very important. But we're just coming towards the back of the ship.
Also on deck 4, as we're walking towards the back, you also have the Hooks Barbary. Now this one is quite unique because it's not just a Barbary, it's also a bar on an evening. Behind one of these doors, it transforms into a bar with lots of like whiskies and drinks and things like that. So you can actually just come here for a drink, even if you were bald like me. So Worlds of Marvel, the second of the main dining rooms, which you will rotate through. You find this on all of the newer type of Disney ships, and it's like a dinner show, slightly interactive, where Ant-Man and a couple of the other Marvel characters come and save the day while you're chowing down on your dinner. It's great for the kids to get involved because it's quite interactive and very technologically advanced. The screens all around and there's stuff going on all around you while you're having your dinner. So I think there's just one last thing to show you on this deck before we head up to the next deck.
So yes, the last thing on deck number 4 is the walk around promenade deck. So harking back to the past of cruise lines, it's still here even on Disney's brand new ships, which is really cool. So it's a full wraparound deck on board this ship, so you can go all the way to the front, which is really cool. You've got some comfortable seating out here, as well as some classic games like shuffleboard. And it's just a nice place to walk around, have a look outside, maybe a wander around at sunset to take in some of those lovely sea views.
So we are whizzing through this. We're back at the front of the ship, upper deck on deck 5 at the very front, at the forward, as we nautical people call it. And we have the Senses Spa, which is the spa on board. So you can book spa treatments and all your beauty treatments. They are all extra cost on, you do need to book them. But also they have the Rainforest room in here, which is a sort of like thermal spa area, and you can book passes for that. And it has an indoor and an outdoor bit as well, which is quite unique. So in that rainforest area, you have an indoor section which has several rooms, like a sauna, a steam room, and some relaxation spaces. And then there's actually an outdoor section, which again has some comfortable seating and some hot tubs. So it's quite nice and unique that in that area, you've got an indoor and an outdoor section.
And just on the other side of the Senses Spa, you've got the Senses Fitness Centre, which is the gym on board. The gym? I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like there's some machinery in there, some black machinery with knobs and screens and things that I assume you hold on to and maybe lift. It's open between the hours of 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. So if you are insane enough, not sorry guys, we understand people want to exercise on holiday, but you are insane. You're on bloomin' vacation. Go eat that cake. Go enjoy your life just for a few days. But if you do want to exercise, it is there at the front of the ship for you. You go, girl. Oh boy.
So again on deck 5, we're walking to the back of the ship, and you have that second level of the Saga Lounge, which I mentioned before. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there isn't a bar on the second level of the Saga Lounge, but you do have the pub just next door. So if you did want a drink, you'd have to go there to grab one.
Should we take a look?
Let's do it.
So yes, the pub on board is called the Cask and Cannon, and this one's different to all of the other ships, which is nice. It's themed after Pirates of the Caribbean, and I really like it. I love all of the attention to detail. It feels very nautical and obviously fits in on a cruise ship very, very well. Now, compared to the other pubs on the other cruise ships, I think this one really is up there. I really do like it. It's very lovely indeed. Lots of places to sit, lots of different types of beers and drinks that you can order. You can also order small plates or big plates of food in here as well. That comes in at an extra charge, but if you are feeling peckish between the hours of the main dining rooms being open and the buffet being open, or if you just fancy something a little bit different or to watch some sports or something, you could come and order some food in here. But it is a really nice venue, and it's great to see new venues on board a cruise ship and not just the same thing over and over again.
And there's one unique thing I was told about this bar, Ben, is the lights that are above the bar are actually all different lights from the different Pirates of the Caribbean rides around the world.
Bit of touch of knowledge there.
And on the opposite side to the pub, you have another sort of small venue called the Triton's Lounge, which Ben and I lovingly call the Marriott Lounge, because it's not really got any theming in there. It kind of feels like a little mini conference centre, and all they really do in there is trivia during the day. It's kind of like a small little lounge, doesn't have a bar or anything like that in there.
So we're back in the middle of the ship again in the atrium, but this time on the top level. And here you get some great views of the entire atrium as well as some of the stages. There are 2 stages. There is a stage at the top and at the bottom. So watch out on your program on your phone to see what's going on in here because you don't want to miss any of the entertainment. Anyway, again, on this deck around the sides, you've got lots of comfortable seating, which is really nice. You've got some couches and things where you can come and relax. But on the opposite side, you've got something that everybody's going to love, the art gallery. Just kidding. There is a small art gallery there, which is nice to see. It isn't a huge thing which takes up lots of space. But right next to that, you're going to find something that most people will love. It's the merch shop. It's called Mickey's Main Sale. And this is the spot on board where you're going to find all of your Destiny themed merch. Lots of t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, spirit jerseys, bags. Everything that can stick a logo on, you're going to find in there. And there's some really cool stuff. You're also going to find lots of plush toys, kid stuff, as well as anything you may have forgotten. So things like medications, sunscreen, that is all available now. Like any cruise ship, it's going to be much more expensive than land. So do make sure you make a list or something before you get on board the ship, just to make sure you have everything you need, like your medications and things like sunscreen, because you are going to pay over the odds on board. But this is lovely. It really is a nice space. And like I keep saying, it's just so lovely to see brand new things on a cruise ship. You've got all of the windows as well, which are surrounding this deck. But like I mentioned on the bottom floor, lots of character meets on this deck and the deck below as well, with some great backgrounds. So yeah, a lovely area. Let's move on deck number 5 towards the back. Let's see what else we can find.
Yeah, it is really lovely. I do love it. Now, it can get quite busy around this atrium for pictures because a lot of the time they are set up by like the official photographers, which you can buy some of the pictures if you wanted them to do it. But a top tip, if you want a quiet time in this atrium to get some photos, go on a port day when everyone's off the ship or early in the morning. That's the best time when it's going to be the quietest. And look behind the scenes, that's usually when we film these ship tours, so that's why it looks very quiet on the ship most of the time.
So walking towards the back of the ship, we have a few more venues. We've got the Disney Vacation Club. We saw that desk earlier on, but this is more of a sales centre, so you can see some mock-ups of the different resorts that they're building here in Orlando. Even though we're not in Orlando, we're cruising out of Fort Lauderdale, but you get the idea. Behind me, we've got another coffee shop / bar. This one's called Cafe Merida, so named after another princess. And this one's really lovely. Again, they do both coffees and teas and hot drinks, and they also do alcohol as well. So it's another bar on board. This is something that differs from the other older Disney cruise ships. Instead of having all of those adult-only areas and bars all in a small ship, it's more spread out on the ship, which is quite nice. Because I guess if you are with your family and young kids, you get to spend more time with them, so you're not confined to just those adults-only areas if you want to do something. But yeah, a lovely bar. And again, the shops wrap all the way around. It is quite a large shop. So, and it does get busy, but the merch in there is really good. And I spotted a jumper that I want as well. So I will be buying that later on in the cruise.
So just to the side of Cafe Merida, you've got Shutters. This is the photo studio. They actually do have a studio here as well if you wanted to get some professional photos taken. They have screens all around where you can look at all the photos that you've had taken on the cruise so far and choose which ones you want to buy. You can buy photo packages as well if that's what you'd like to do, but you don't actually have to use the screens because they also appear on your Disney Cruise Line app as well. So if you want to look at them that way, that's another option for you. But let's head on our tour. There is a small venue in front of us called Edge, which is one of the tween clubs. You could actually miss it if you didn't know it was there, and that's for the tweens on board. So the slightly older kids that are maybe a little bit too old for the Oceaneers, but not old enough for the Vibe Club.
So our final venue here on deck 5 at the very back of the ship is the Pride Lands Feast of the Lion King. And this is the third and final main dining room on board. And this one's really lovely and completely unique to the Disney Destiny. It's all themed, you've guessed it, around the Lion King. And it's awesome because they have live singers and performers, a live band, and some special songs not only from the movies, but from the musical as well, which is great to see. And it's a kind of dinner show, so you eat in between all of the performances. There's a big stage in the middle, but the theming in here is absolutely insane. It's very immersive and very cool. Now, if you're traveling in a group of 2, like me and David, we highly recommend after booking, log on to your cruise booking and request a private table for 2 if you don't want to sit with other people, that is. Otherwise, you might be sit on a bigger table with other people. But all of the menus in all 3 of the restaurants are different and themed around that kind of restaurant. But this one is really lovely. I really enjoyed it. So that's it for the central decks. We're going to head up now, but we've just got to appreciate how lovely these hallways are, and all of the art all around the ship is just absolutely beautiful. Now, a very unique venue on board is the Fairy Tale Fresh Laundry, and this is the self-service laundry on board. And even this venue is themed, but as you can see, there are loads of washers and dryers for use, which is really good. And one amazing thing, irons. Oh my gosh, if you have any creased clothes on a cruise, you'll know how horrible it is. So you can come and use this. It's located on deck number 8, and it's all self-service. It doesn't cost much money. You just use your cruise card to tap and purchase whatever you need, including fabric softener and cleaner as well. But yeah, those irons are a lifesaver. But it's a very cool venue on board, and I'm still really glad to see a self-serve laundry on the newer Disney ships. So like Hercules said, we're going the distance because we've went the distance up to deck number 11. So we're on the upper decks now, and our first stop is the Marceline Market. So this is the onboard buffet. It's named after Walt Disney's hometown of Marceline. How cool is this? It's a very nice buffet as well. It's quite big. It wraps around the entire distance of the ship. So on both sides you've got big panoramic windows with plenty of places to sit down and relax and enjoy your lunch or breakfast. It isn't open for dinner like other cruise lines. You have to eat in the main dining rooms, order room service, or eat at one of the quick service restaurants, which we'll show you in a little while. But it consists of a few things. As you come in, there's a bar, after you wash your hands, of course. There's a bar area, which is like a bar and a cafe, which is really lovely with some nice seating areas. And then you've got the buffet, which is kind of mirrored on either side. Huge selection of food, all of your normal meats, pastas, breads, cheeses. There's even a kids section, which is fabulous as well. And one thing that we really love about Disney Cruise Line is that all of your sodas are included in the price of your cruise here at the buffet and whilst you eat dinner. So you can get things like Diet Coke, Coke, Sprite, Minute Maid, water, coffees and teas. Complimentary, so no extra cost. It's all included in the price of your cruise here in the buffet and outside, which we'll show you in a little while. But like I said, it's a huge buffet area with plenty of seating, plenty of different food stations. There's even a little seating area outside at the very back of the ship as well. So if you want to eat outside on a nice day, it's a great place to look at all of the views around you. And top tip, if it is really busy in here, as you walk in, just around the corner to the left, there is an extra seating area, and it goes quite far back, so there's lots of seats back there as well.
Between the buffet and the pool deck, you have the sweet shop. This one is themed after Edna from The Incredibles. It's called Edna's a la mode. Now, everything in here looks delicious, but it is an extra charge. It's things like gelato, big sundaes, there's cakes, sweets, all things like that. Also inside it has a really little cool photo spot as well, so a little Instagrammable spot inside.
So we've gone up to deck number 12 now, so basically at the top of the ship. And we've came to several different venues which are located up here. First of all, we've got the Rose Bar. Now this is a bar themed after Beauty and the Beast. So you're going to see lots of touches of roses and things like that. But first of all, the thing that I've got to tell you about are the windows. They're amazing. You know how much we love a cruise window, guys. And there's just windows all across this entire bar. So it's going to be beautiful for a pre-dinner drink at sunset. You don't have to be eating at one of the specialty restaurants that we're going to show you in a moment. You can just come up in here and have a drink whenever you want.
So Paolo is the first of the 2 restaurants that are specialty. So that means that they're an extra charge. And this one has some lovely views. It's got windows all around, which is absolutely gorgeous. So it's open for brunch and dinner. During the brunch, you can get beautiful views outside, and that's a set price for as much as you can eat. And then dinner on the night is a little bit more upscale. It's a little bit of a higher cost, and it's more like a steakhouse. It's a lovely restaurant. We really like it in here. It feels a little bit chilled and relaxed, but it's quite nice if you want to do something a little bit extra special and different from the main dining rooms.
So next door to Paolo, we've got a very upscale restaurant called Enchanté. Now this is a very posh restaurant, guys. So basically it's really high-end, like Michelin star style food. It's a gorgeous restaurant though. It is so beautiful in here. Again, we've got those stunning panoramic windows. But just look at this chandelier. How fancy is that? It's beautiful, isn't it? I want this at home. I'm not sure if it'd fit in our hallway, but it's really nice in here. The decor is really beautiful. It's just open for dinner and it's an extra charge, like we said. I'll pop on the screen how much it is, but we recommend if you want to do any reservations at the specialty restaurants that you book as early as you can. Now, this is all based on your loyalty with Disney Cruise Line, so those with the highest levels of loyalty get to book first. You are usually sent an email when the booking opens up, but we definitely recommend doing it, logging onto the Disney Cruise Line website and booking everything you want to do as soon as possible.
Also here on deck 12 is another kids club. I say kids, it's for ages 14 to 17 and it's Vibe. So that's just up here and it's right next to the Hero Zone, which we're going to go and have a look at now.
You've also got the Hideaway as well, which is part of the Vibe Club. It's just a different venue within that nice little club for kids, but it's great. It's really well themed, really good for those older kids. And like David said, you've got the Hero Zone just next door. This is a multi-purpose venue. So they have bouncy castles in here with obstacle courses, which is very cool indeed. You can also play sports as well. So basketball, football, soccer. On the upper level of the Hero Zone, you've also got lots of games, which is really nice. So you can play foosball, other things like that. It's a great multi-purpose venue for all of the family to enjoy. And they have lots of little events and things in here, which is cool.
Now we're going to head back down to decks 11 and 12 to take a look at some of the outdoor areas. And behind the buffet that we looked at earlier on, there's some outside seating around the edges of the ship, which is really great. You've also got several bars in this area as well, so if you're fancying a drink, and plenty of places to sit down and relax and see those sea views. Now here's those drinks stations that are located outside where you can get all of your sodas like Sprite and Cokes and things like that, as well as a selection of teas, hot chocolates and coffee, so you just help yourself. Now, something unique to this type of ships is the Festival of Foods, and it includes things like Mickey's Barbecue, which is fantastic. This is all just quick service. Goofy's Grill, Minnie's Delight, so there's a whole selection of different types of foods and pizzas and all sorts, which is really fantastic. And you can just go up to one of the stands and grab what you want. And there's also a bar called the Lookout, which is fabulous, as well as soft serve ice cream. Now here's one of those funnels, isn't it beautiful? Plenty of seating and sun lounges on both decks 11 and 12. And it's a large space with several different pools at either side of the deck. They are smaller than regular ships. There's more smaller pools sort of scattered around this area instead of one bigger pool. So there's plenty of spaces to take a dip. Now, as you can see, there's that huge screen which is called the Funnel Vision here on Disney Cruise Lines, showing things like Disney movies and trivia and television programs, and another one of the pools in front of that area. But yeah, it's a really lovely space, lots of places to chill out and relax. This is the busiest area outside where you tend to see most of the families, but there are quieter areas on board with lots of chairs and sun lounges scattered all around the decks. Here's one of the slides. This is the kids slide, which is really fun for the smaller ones on board. And then you've got the big slide, which wraps all the way around. It's a water coaster called the Aquamouse. And we got to try out the Aquamouse, which was a lot of fun with a brand new show in there. And oh my gosh, we weren't expecting to get so wet on a cold day as well. But my gosh, it was a lot of fun, very fast. And like we said, it's a coaster, so you get pushed up with the water over some lovely hills and things. It's a lot of fun and something very unique that you don't get to see every day on a cruise ship. Definitely recommend.
And towards the front of the ship, we've got a whole new section with lots of sunbathing areas. It's actually cascading over a few decks. Just behind that kids' yellow slide, we have the Toy Story splash zone for those little kids to play in. And like I said, lots of sun loungers, some comfy seating as well on these decks as we go up. And then on the very top deck, we've got a bar with some comfy sofa seating, including a smoking area as well. But you get some fantastic views off the side of the ship. We find this area tends to be a little bit more quiet, even though it isn't the adult zone area, than the main pool area, because that's where you're going to find all of the families. You just have a few smaller kids playing in this splash zone. Now, personally, I wish that this whole area at the very front of the ship, with that front area, was all of the adults only area. I think this would have been a better placement instead of the back of the ship, which we're going to show you next. I personally think this area at the front of the ship would have been a much better and bigger adults only area, but you know what, at least there is an adults only area on board. Lots of cruise lines don't do it at all, but Disney has chosen to do that, so we can't complain too much. Look behind me, that is a fake funnel, and there's an actual 2-story suite in there, and we're going to be showing you that on next week's video, so do make sure you hit that subscribe button. And while we're saying that, we have to say a huge thank you to our patrons as well. Thanks to our patrons, we're able to do trips like this to make honest and entertaining content. In return, we give you loads. Extra episodes that nobody else gets to see, early access and ad-free access to our videos, a monthly video chat and much more. You too can find out about becoming a patron in the comments section below. Thanks a lot.
Right, let's head towards the back of the ship to the adults only area. This is for 18 plus only, and it's a quiet area. As you make your way back, you've got a hot tub. Now, there aren't many hot tubs on board Disney Destiny. It's something you don't tend to find a lot on Disney cruise ships in general. But right at the back of the ship, you've got some lovely seating areas, as well as a large infinity pool looking off the very back of the ship. You'll also find the Cove Bar, so you're not too far away from any drinks. And this pool area is really nice. It looks towards the back of the ship, like I said, but it's a great space to relax. But it does get quite busy as well. You also have 2 little kind of cove pools, which are sort of wet areas where you can sit with your feet in the water. And then just above this deck, there is another smaller deck with some more comfortable seating areas, as well as a small smoking area off the side. You've also got the Cove Cafe, which is the cafe on board just for adults, serving coffee and hot drinks as well as alcohol drinks. It's a lovely place to come and relax. It gets very busy in the morning. It's Moana themed, so it's a lovely place just to come out and chill out, and we do like spending our time in here and grabbing a coffee in the mornings.
So that is it, our full tour of the Disney Destiny. What a ship. Let us know which part is your favourite in the comments section below, and if you'd like to check out another Disney cruise ship, check out our Disney Treasure tour on the screen right now. Click here. Go on, do it.